Should pick up the supplies. Got it.
Yeah.
You can tell him.
All right, I'm gonna call the meeting to order. Stand for the pledge of allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you everybody for coming. Today's date is August 13th, 2018, and it's 6:30. This is our regular council meeting. Can you guys just check your test? You guys can hear back there?
Check.
Can you guys hear us good? Okay. Okay, Lacey, you want to do the roll call, please?
Councilmember Johnson.
Here.
Councilmember Hutchison.
Here.
Mayor Yoder.
Here.
Councilmember O'Regan.
Here.
Councilmember Carlson.
Here.
All right, thank you, Lacey. Everybody's here. Do we have any additions or deletions of the agenda? I have one addition I'd like to add, and we'll put it under new business. Let's put it under the chief's position. And it'll be about whether we want to talk about if we want to make sure the fire chief's mandatory that they come to our meeting. Anybody have anything else? All right, then we'll move on. I'm looking for a motion for consent agenda from A to F.
So moved.
I actually have a few items I'd
Okay.
like to
Yep.
just to look at. On the claims, I see a potential conflict. On 8/9, there was a check issued to Randy Nelson for fixing the ceiling in the fire department.
Okay,
I'm sure that is nothing major, and I know it's under the amount, but it's kind of red flags being it's a firefighter. I guess I would just like to maybe recommend in the future, if it's going to be somebody on staff or on the fire department, that it comes to us prior, even though it's under the amount. I don't know, I am concerned there's a conflict there. I know this individual and I don't have concerns with him personally, but.
sure.
so I
The
just
fire
wanted to
chief's ain't
mention
here
that.
to talk about that, but, okay. Are you doing anything about it, Lacey?
I don't know. I don't know what the repair was. I asked Bruce if he was aware of it, and he wasn't aware of it either.
Okay.
So I don't know what happened. I know there was a leak of some sort. I don't know what caused the leak. As far as we know, the leak isn't fixed. Drywall's fixed. I don't know if Randy was trying to help out and did it on his own, or if the chief directed him to.
Brian, do you know? It seems like, I'm kind of with Amy, it seems like you should have got notified at least, because you are the maintenance kind of guy, you too.
I think Bruce is gone that day
Okay.
or something.
So it might have been.
I was shocked when I seen him there too. I
Okay.
had no idea about it.
I just have a question. This was the result of a leak in the roof?
I don't, it's some
It's-
sort of leak.
Yeah, some sort of.
So
And it hasn't been fixed?
it was
Not to my knowledge.
when the water line broke above the rescue,
Oh, okay.
which that was like years ago, and so there was a bad spot in the ceiling, and then over the years it just kind of got, I don't know, crumbly or so Randy, they had asked Randy to fix it. I didn't. That was all I knew of it.
They probably didn't do it on purpose either, but I didn't think about it, but yeah, anytime it's within, if you pay somebody, it's kind of a conflict, you should at least talk about it and figure out, make sure that's where you know what I mean?
Yep.
So,
So it wasn't actually a leak, it was like a
No.
pipe that they...
pipe that broke and the water went in there.
Yeah,
Okay.
years ago, they just fixed it, so.
Okay, that makes sense.
All right,
And I know we have a new fire chief, so I just wanted to
yeah.
bring that up. And then the other thing that I noticed, oh, I'm sorry, Steve, did you have something?
When you're done.
Okay, the second thing I noticed was Lacey had to issue a check to the Relief Association for the candy, and I did talk to Lacey about this prior, and she did talk to them, their treasurer, about this. It just causes red flags with our auditor, is all. The auditor's gonna question Lacey, which in turn will question us. So Lacey has already addressed it with them, and they understand that they need to do it differently in the future.
Okay.
Then I have one more. Oops, sorry. And this is on the employee hours, which I believe is still in that section, correct?
Yeah, you,
Okay.
Okay, so you're on.
On page 13, I just noticed that for Jason, there's some overtime, which typically we don't see with our city staff.
right.
So I just wanted to bring that to people's attention and
I already.
find out if the liaison was dealing with this and that kind of a situation.
I think some of this was, correct me if I'm wrong, but some of this was through the DUI, right? Reimbursement?
It was through the state funded TCE shift, so 8 hours of it is refunded to the city through the state grant program for TCE.
That has to be overtime, paid out as overtime.
Oh, it does? So do they reimburse the city for the overtime rate too?
Correct.
Okay, okay.
So 8 hours of that would have been that, and then you had how many other hours? So the remaining balance would have been for other work?
The other 6.75 hours was just because it was busy, I was getting call after call, and you can't just kind of tell residents, oh, sorry, I don't have my 40 hours, I'm going home today.
Right.
So the calls kept coming in, and I was hoping to be out of your hours earlier too, but
So in the future, I think I talked to Jason about this in the future, that he should try to make it up somehow.
Okay.
At least the most of it. I mean, it's the end of Friday and it's end of payday, I get it.
Mhm.
But if it happens to be on a Wednesday, you could come in late on Thursday to help out with this overtime thing. 'Cause I agree, I don't like a lot of overtime anyhow. I know some of it can be helped, so.
Mhm. And again, we have a new, you're new to the position, so just little things I wanted to bring up. So
Thank you for doing that.
that was all I had.
Does anybody have anything else?
I was just gonna say, I think for the leak, that Bruce should at least go up and make sure it's sealed up properly, so it doesn't happen again, just a quick visual.
Right. And we have in the past, like if it's an emergency come up, the fire department has called me and said, hey, what do we do, you know what I mean? And I've approved it, certain stuff, but not, just wouldn't have been deemed as an emergency, so this
Yeah.
is not something that, but, so, all right. All right, anybody have anything else? So we have a motion already and looking for a second.
We'll second it.
Seconded by Carlson. Any more further discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Planning and zoning. Pat, do you have anything?
Don't have anything coming forward, no.
Okay. The building, I don't think we have anything there. So we go old business. Old business, computer policy, which is page 16 to 20. We've talked about doing this a long time ago already, getting the computer policy written. If anybody has any questions, otherwise I'm looking for a motion to approve that.
I will make a motion to approve.
I did have one question,
Go
sorry,
ahead,
four
go ahead.
questions. Now, there's a section here about passwords. Yeah. Are the passwords something that in an emergency situation we may need to get at? Or do you have them, put them in an envelope and put them away?
Our
somewhere?
IT administrator can override
Oh.
pretty much everything if we
Okay.
need them to. If we couldn't reset up an account, he can get into the system, because I had asked him about that as well, like what if an employee leaves and they're disgruntled and they change their passwords, because even if you had them, you know, if I had them stored in my office, if somebody changes them right before they walk out the door.
Right.
But he said he can override that.
Okay.
So,
Perfect.
and he did, I had him look at both of these policies as well.
Okay.
So who made that motion?
I do, I will make the motion to approve.
Okay.
And I would second that.
First motion made by Chase Carlson, second by Amy Hutchinson. Any more discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Next one is social media, that's page 21 to 24. And if no one has any questions or discussion about that, we can look for a motion.
I'll make the motion.
Okay, motion made by O'Regan, looking for a second.
I'll second it.
Seconded by Carlson. Any more discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Next one is donation agreement with the solar array and electric vehicle charging station, EV, charging station agreement at page 25 and 38. That one we've been waiting for a long time already for.
Yeah.
I think Lacey's kind of come up to the bottom of it, and they've kind of, just need to approve it at this point.
I would make a motion that we approve it.
A motion made by Hutchinson, looking for a second.
I'll second.
Second by Johnson. Any more discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Have any unfinished business for the old business? If not, we're gonna move on to new business. A, the meeting room use request for Bob Koenig Fall Firearm Safety Course or class is September 17th, 18th, 20, 24, 25, 27, from 7 to 9 p.m. And we used to waive the fees on that, right?
Correct. You guys typically waive the fee, and I already okayed it with the fire department and the Legion.
Okay, perfect. I'm looking for a motion to approve that with waiving the fee.
I will make that motion.
Okay, motion made by Carlson, looking for a second.
Second.
Second by O'Regan. Any more discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Bingo permit request for St. Michael's Catholic Church, November 18th. I'm looking for a motion to approve that.
I'll make that motion.
Motion made by Johnson,
I'll second it.
seconded by Carlson. Any more discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Thielen Well, partial payment request, page 39 and 45. 39 to 45. Bruce, do you have input on this, or we're good to go?
Yeah, I think so. It's just this, well, we got done last year. They finally got around to the pay request.
Okay. Looks like the amount is that the 68,000, Stacy?
Yes,
$68,221.78.
we need the change order approved as well, which was also done quite some time ago.
Okay.
Now that amount is in there already, correct? Isn't that how I read?
Yes.
Okay. Bruce, do you have any questions on that change order? I mean, it seems like they.
We didn't have
Didn't have
much
a
choice
choice.
in the matter, so we just went ahead with it. Yeah.
So I'm looking a motion to approve the change order.
I would make that motion.
Motion made by Hutchinson, looking for a second.
Second.
Second by Johnson. Any further discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. looking for a motion to approve the pay request.
I will make that motion that we do that.
Okay, motion made by Johnson, looking for a second.
I will second it.
Seconded by Carlson. Any more discussion? All in favor say aye. Those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Hope you guys know that I'm not gun shy about being here late. The last meeting, we're here a little bit later. Tonight we're going right through it. All right, the other item on the agenda is the police chief position. If we want to decide if we want to do promotion or if we want to put out for applications. Pat, you're the liaison. Oh, go ahead. I was going to say, Pat, the liaison, do you have anything you want to say?
I'm in favor of promotion.
Okay.
He's been with us a long time. He's been doing a good job. I've talked to a lot of people that work with him and I've got all positive feedback.
Anybody else?
I would be in favor of a promotion.
You guys?
I'm in favor. Also, I've heard nothing but good things, and even from the beginning, before Ron, I'm very happy with him myself, so I'm in favor of it.
I'm in favor, however, just because he is new, I just want to make sure that we are helping him learn the chief position and not just throwing him into something that's unfamiliar to him. So.
Right.
First, we should ask him if he wants to be there.
Now, do we have any legal reasons that we have to advertise? I mean, I know that's always been a question, but from what I've read, we don't have to.
Right,
Is
we
that
can
correct?
promote, and that's what our statute says currently, that we should promote within, but we're talking about redoing that a little wording, a little bit different at some point, but we haven't gotten to it yet.
I think that's in the best interest of the city, myself. I just think that's the best, as long as Jason is
Yeah.
open to taking the position.
Yep, I'd be very interested in having the position full-time.
I can tell you that I've talked to some other police chiefs who spoke highly of him, said that he's called them and asked for advice on certain things, which made me happy. He's talked to me, I know, for a few things, and Jamie, who is my partner, who works underneath him, has said he thought he did an outstanding job, and Jamie's been with the sheriff's office for a long time. He's went through a lot of FDOs with part-timers and stuff, and I kind of seem to follow his recommendations when he says somebody's doing a good job, they probably are, so. All right, well, I'm looking for a motion.
Promotion.
Okay, do we need to talk about the pay scale in the same motion, or do we want to do a different?
Yeah, I mean, you already bumped him up to the minimum
Right.
on the pay scale. It's been 3 months, you guys would need to decide when he would be eligible for a step increase. If it's from today's date, we have a 6-month step, which would also trigger
Oh, yeah.
a review.
So he's
So
on
6 months.
9?
He's on pay grade 10.
10, okay.
Yep, the minimum step.
So he's at 2290.
And then there would be, if we were hiring somebody new, it would be a 6-month review,
Correct.
which would also accompany by that,
Pay thing.
that step. Yes,
So he'd move up 1 in 6 months.
Right.
correct.
So we gotta decide whether we want it to happen tonight, or we want it to happen from when we started taking the position.
I personally think it would be nice if it was tonight, so give him some time as, the new chief, and then we can address how things are going, and that way we can discuss with him if he has any concerns, and that's
I
just
like
my
that
thought.
idea too.
Okay.
Make that part of the motion.
So did somebody make a motion?
I did.
Okay. I need to be more careful, because if somebody makes a motion, we really shouldn't be talking until the second motion is done. know what I mean? So
Yeah.
we need to focus on that a little better. I know I've been kinda laxed on it, so. So we have a motion by, O'Regan, we need a second motion? Anybody do a second motion?
I'll second.
Second by Carlson, now we can discuss.
Okay.
I've got nothing to say, we've already done it.
True.
Joking.
Yeah, I mean, I don't, Jason, where were you at before you came down as the chief? You
I
remember?
don't have the sheet, but I believe I was at step 2.
Pay grade 7,
7,
step 2 or
2 or
3.
3?
I believe it was at 1942 an hour.
Okay, so
for
you're in
step
step
that is.
3.
But
So it's a little bump, but it's,
when the public works director was moved up, he moved to the minimum of the pay scale,
right.
the minimum of pay grade.
But he was doing the same position basically for a long time, right? I mean, I would not be opposed to moving to the 6 months one, but it's up to you guys.
I would be in favor of it myself.
I guess I'd like to keep them at the minimum if that's what we did with Bruce and some of the others, it kind of.
No, she's saying we put Bruce in the middle.
No, we didn't.
Oh,
We
we
put
didn't?
him at the minimum step
Oh,
of pay
okay,
grade
okay, I'm
10.
sorry.
Yep.
I misunderstood you, then we
Yep.
should probably be fair and do the same.
Do the same?
Yeah.
Do we need to put that into a motion?
Yes, we need to, well, we can add it with the motion with the position, it's the same one. So, Jason, you okay with staying at the same one?
I'm fine staying at step 0, starting at the bottom, just like Bruce did.
Okay.
I mean, I've got no qualms about that. I was just maybe looking at maybe having my anniversary date be May 31st, since that's kind of when I took over the chief position. I understand that was just interim chief, but
Right.
yeah, I've been doing the chief job basically, so.
Bruce, do you remember when we did your anniversary? Did we keep you at your old anniversary or did we bump you to that new date?
I don't think it's changed so many times, I don't remember.
It started as a new one,
Okay.
yeah.
So Pat, you make the motion, do you wanna add this in there?
It'll stay at the minimum there?
Okay,
Okay.
2290
And you'll have a review when?
on 6 months.
In 6 months? Yeah.
6 months from today
Good.
or from May 31st. Sorry, I just need to be clear.
Okay.
If we're following Bruce, it should be today.
Okay, so he's making it from following today, just to keep it same as we did with Bruce. Okay, we're looking for, do we have a second? You did the second? Yeah, you did the second already. Alright. Any more discussion? All in favor say aye. Those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Welcome. Although you've been here, but appreciate
Oh,
it.
that's great.
All right, do we want to talk about his position? We need to probably talk about that too, like, are we gonna fill it, or what are we gonna do with that? I think Lacey, you had some numbers, right? Can you just holler those out so we got them?
I do, of course, whether I brought them with right now or not, I have them ready for the budget meeting next week. I believe it's roughly $32,000 to hire a part-time officer
Okay.
or 2 part-time. Roughly 32,000, and then it goes up to about 65,000 to have 2 part-timers.
He's got some.
And this is just the additional off base, the additional cost would be, yeah.
Now, is this 1 year, yearly,
Correct.
and that covers,
So with okay, start over. It's roughly $22,000 to have the chief and 1 part-time officer. it is roughly,
22,000 for both of their wages?
no,
Oh.
that's the additional cost
Additional.
it would be.
Okay. How come is it
These
additional?
numbers are not right. What?
Why would it be additional right now? Because we have scheduled for 2 full-timers.
I mean, in addition to just the chief.
Oh, okay, so it'd be
No.
22,000 for
That's the
part-timer.
rough cost,
Okay,
is for the part-timer for a year.
okay.
And then if you add, and see, these numbers are wrong, these aren't actually helping me out. Sorry. It's, I lied, it's not 21,000, it's roughly 32.
Okay.
Then it goes up to 65 for 2 part-timers.
Okay.
And then it's roughly, 85 for a full-timer. That's assuming we have our insurance contributions the same, and that's budgeting for an employee a full-time employee who starts at the minimum pay grade. And because you have to budget for insurance purposes, I did 40-year-old that's married and had 2 kids, as far as insurance goes. So obviously that can all be up or down. So I don't know if you want to look at the numbers more closely when we have our first budget meeting or not.
So the 85,000 for the extra, is that, we would not have to come up with a budget that high though, right? Because we had originally scheduled for 2 people for this year.
Like the levy wouldn't go up by $80,000, is that what
Right,
you're saying?
right.
No, that's not an increase from this year's budget.
Okay.
That's increase from where we're sitting right now with
just
one full-time
guy.
employee.
Okay. Does that make sense?
As far as workload, Jason, could you use more help?
Well, yeah, definitely, we can always use more help.
Yeah.
There's plenty to do here in Motley, plenty going on, and, you know, it'd be nice that, Jamie's been a wonderful help, but yet a little more help would be greatly appreciated.
How much longer is he gonna be with us?
End of September will be the end of his 90 days.
Is he looking for full-time?
If I could put Jamie on full-time here, I would do whatever it took if I could get him to come away from the county, but I highly doubt he'd ever would.
You know, I think that worked really well, offering it to the county guys. I mean, they already know what they're doing, they're already certified, you know, they are familiar with our town.
Right. I've even talked to Jason, like even if we decide to go a full-timer, it would be even nice at some point, I don't know how if we have to have him apply or what, it'd be nice to keep him on, even if he does a shift every 2 months. It just, always having somebody come on, he's got the clothes, so it's not costing the city anything, the training's not no cost to the city, the only thing is he'd be available, but that's down the road, I guess we need to decide if we wanna go part-timers, or do we want a full-timer officer?
I guess my opinion is, I think we could use another full-time officer.
Steve, you have any opinion?
Yes, like we discussed before, a lot of times, part-time, you know, it's happened in the past, we paid for everything and within a year or so, boom, they're gone. And it cost us money to do that. That's the biggest drawback for me, so I kind of lean towards a full-time. Do you think when the budget, you mentioned we'd have better,
Yeah, I have all the numbers
Yeah.
ready, I just didn't bring them to this meeting because
Right.
nobody had asked for that.
my question is, do you think they would change a lot? Major amounts compared to what you just gave us now
No.
to make a decision?
No, so roughly where we're at right about now, from what I have plugged into the budget, if we hire a full-time officer and everything else right now that everybody has put into the budget stays the same, we would have roughly a 6% levy increase. So that means we need to either stick with a levy increase that big, or we need to cut other areas, wherever that might be.
And that's
which we could,
a full-time?
correct.
Off the top of your head, a part-time, what do you think that would change the levy approximately?
One part-time, if everything stayed the same and we had one part-time officer, we would be going negative. We would have a reduction in the levy.
How about two then?
It would probably be a percentage or two less than the 6, so probably 4%. Again, that's not changing anything from what the department heads have put in at this point.
Right.
Or, yeah. So, I don't know.
I gotta be honest, I don't know if it's fair to say that whether part-time or full-time is going to change the percentage. Because if they put in, let's say Bruce put in $6,000 more or $3,000 more on a project, now we're taking it out on the police department and saying, you gotta go with a part-timer versus, I think we need to look at the budget for that. And
Right.
we've had a full-time position, and I think, I am with Pat and Chase, that I think we should keep it. I think we'll be running through a bunch of officers otherwise,
No, I agree, I was just.
No, I get it.
Getting the numbers in my head.
Sure.
No, I agree.
Well, do we wanna, if we wanna go full-time, it sounds like everybody kinda agrees with full-time, is that what I'm hearing? Or to keep it where we had it, full-time, so we need to probably make a motion to put it, out for applications, get going on that.
When, we have a upcoming budget meeting on, what is it,
Monday.
Monday? I guess I'm a little nervous to move that fast without looking at the numbers. I'm a numbers person. If we know we have Jamie here through the end of September, I know it doesn't give us much time though.
Well, that we won't be able to do anything on that meeting anyways, it'd have to go until the next council meeting.
Yeah,
September
end of
meeting.
September. I mean, we have a short window there from when Jamie will be done, but my only concern is if we hire a full-time right now and then we look at the budget and if the increases are high, we have to really juggle the numbers.
But what I hear you saying is that, so we had a full-time position where you are now willing to give that up because of the budget?
No, but if there's gonna be an increase
There shouldn't be an
in the
increase.
budget.
Well, there will probably be an
There
increase
will be an increase.
Yeah.
regardless, but
Yeah.
I think I once again go back to what is the increase because of the full-time police officer who we already had, or did somebody add money to something and made the increase and now we're gonna cut the police officer?
Yeah, well, and that's the thing, yeah, we don't have the budget numbers, so it's like, it's hard to base it off that.
I guess I would like to make a motion to hire a full-time employee.
Should go ahead and put it out.